made the call first? Trent to you or you?
I guess I could kind of tell. I sent Trent a text, after kind of the news had broke of what was going on here, and the text was not really about me coming back. It was more like, I appreciate what you guys have done for our alma mater, and that's all it was. And I had to get ready for my game, and Trent goes, "Hey, I'm going to try to get this. You want to come?" And I was thinking, yeah. I mean, this place is special to us. And so that's kind of how it started, and you never know, right? I mean, you don't know what the search firm's going to do, what the athletic department's going to do, and so we talked again on Sunday, and he's like, hey, I think I got a real shot, and I said, okay, well, look, I'm on board, man. You got to ask my wife, and he kind of got mad at me, and my wife and Trent are friends, so kind of caught him off guard, and we laughed, and I said, yeah, Trent, there's. When you go through this life, you and especially in coaching, you have personal friends and you have, professional friends, and thankfully Coach Bray is both of those, right? We talk about there's blood, sweat, and tears on this field together. We were college roommates at one point, and then we won some games together. And then as we've gotten into it, I mean, him and his dad are kind of big reasons why I got into the profession. So have an opportunity to come back and serve him, I mean, it's to say a dream come true is the reality. I was married here in town. I shoot my wedding reception. I rented out Research Stadium back in 2013. So, I told my guys, I'm not taking this thing for granted. Yeah, Coach Bray is a very good friend of mine, but that makes me go work that much harder. And they know that.
You're taking over for a coach that was pretty beloved by his position.
Yeah.
What's that transition been like, and how have you approached working with these guys?
Yeah, I've known Coach Mahalchek for a long time, and the success they've had, especially in the recent, the last 3 years, has been good, and it kind of, in a lot of ways, makes my job easier. All right, and because the standard has been set, like Josh Grayston, who you guys just spoke to, has done a great job of holding everybody to that standard, and I don't have to come in and be that guy. Okay, this is how we're going to do it. This is the expectation. All these things. It's like, no, you guys are going to continue to do what we've done or what you guys have done, and so that part's been kind of easy. I'm different than Jim, obviously. I'm younger. I always tell him that I'm better looking, all those things, but not as loud. So there's things that I'll do differently, but yet I've watched Jim for a long time, and I replaced him. There's one guy removed between he and I at Arizona, so I know what they've done. So there's a lot of things that are similar. There's some things that are different that we're doing now, and so I want to continue that and continue to build the relationship. I think that's what makes all really good O-line coaches special, is a relationship with their players. So that was my job really through December and January and February, is build that relationship, build that trust, and I think it's building now over time. And so it's easy, but yet it's hard because of how much love they've had from me.
Does it help that you played here? You know where all the good restaurants are in town. That's what O-linemen like. It's food.
Yeah, it helps in recruiting. The hard part is when you I just got into my house, so it's like, it's hard for me to have, the guys over, which we will do, and so I'm gonna buy him a bunch of food on Saturday. But it is the breaking bread is important for offensive linemen. Other positions, I've been to receiver get-togethers, and they don't eat like O-linemen. I was kind of shocked. So, but we'll break bread and we'll enjoy it. I think them knowing that, and I don't talk about my past that a lot. I don't want them to think that what we did was better, what we did was worse, but they know that I am an alum, and my successes and what we've done as when I was here, right, it's a legacy, and I want them to understand that we are playing for, really the name on the front, the name on the back, and then everybody that's come before you, and there's a standard that needs to be upheld. So if you want to play O-line for us, right, physicality is that's the price of admission. If you want to play O-line for the Beavers, you got to be physical, and we talk about being smart, fast, and physical all the time. So continue to build that and keep going.
Yeah. What's it like having so many Oregon State alums on this coaching staff?
It's good. It like I said, it helps in recruiting. It helps with some familiarity. Yeah, that's right. All right. And we've all had different times in our life. We've all kind of been together. When we got in, I was a GA, and Coach Bray was a GA, and I was like the lowest of the GAs, and Gundy's in the recruiting, the personnel side, and and Keith had just left, and so then I go to USC. I was with Keith. I was a GA at USC in 2014 with Coach Hayward, and so we have these times in our lives we were at different places, but there is a relationship all driven from this place. And when I was a player, Keith was a GA, so it's fun, and we all kind of bring some different experiences and expertises, and I've been blessed in O-line to be in the spread world, the tempo world, the pro style world, and so I've kind of done it all. So learning from Coach Gunderson, there's things that he does that are different and unique. There's things that I've done that are different and unique, and we're kind of meshing it all together right now, and so it's been a lot of fun. And I think part of the reason I want to come back, right? Yes, it was Coach Bray and that relationship, but it was also, Trent made a comment to me. He goes, "I want it to be fun," and I think that's what it's been. When we come in the building, I don't dread coming in the building, because I think if you come in the building and you don't like your job, you're not going to be very good at it. If you're a player and you don't like coming around, you don't like the people you're around, you're not going to be a very good player. So I think every day I come in with a smile on my face. I enjoy the people I'm around, and then on Fridays I get to go dress for a baseball game. It's pretty cool.
What have been your general impressions of the talent of this bigger position?
Yeah, I think it's been good. We got a lot of young guys. The thing that Coach Mahalchek had was older guys, right, that have been through his system and have done it his way for a long time. And I think that continuity paid dividends this past season, running the ball, past 2 seasons running the ball and protecting the quarterback. And we have guys that have kind of been in the wings a little bit. You have your Grant Starks and your Jacob Strands that have played, but yet Totley's not coming out of the game very often. So Josh Gray wasn't coming out of the game very often. They got a taste of it. So we have some guys that have been in the wings that are ready to come out and show us what they have. So the cupboard's not bare. We got a lot of young guys that have some experience, and that's what spring ball is about: getting them those experiences and those looks and those reactions, and then continuing to build on that. And Josh is a big piece of what we're going to do moving forward.
Was Coach Bray like his roommate?
He was good. He eats better. He actually eats vegetables now. He was a very simple eater. I will say this, not messy. He just kind of sits in the same spot, watches the same TV shows, and whether Seinfeld, King of Queens. But I enjoyed it. It was fun.
What's that been like coming back now and having him as a boss?
It's been good, and I told I think that's the biggest. I think that's one of the hardest things where you have these relationships and friendships, and then yet Trent and Coach Bray is the boss, and I'm very into it. I've been an associate head coach. I've been a GA, and I always look at I said, Trent, you're not gonna have to yell at me. You tell me to do something, I'm gonna do it. Like I told my guys, I'm the epitome of a soldier. Like if Coach Bray wants me to do something, whatever it is, I will do it. And I think that's something that I've shown him over the last 3 months. Like, the first night he asked me to go to study hall, I said, yeah, I'll be there. Thinking, well, this is what our GAs do. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to do whatever coach says, and I think the loyalty and who I am as a person is going to help him, because he's not going to have to, continue to be over my shoulder, continue to look at me, and I'm going to work pretty hard for him.
I know he's more of a defensive mind.
Yeah.
Did he have a vision of what he wants his offensive line to look like?
Yeah, he does. I think he has a vision for the offense and the offensive line. Obviously he's built what we're doing defensively. He has been the constructor of it, right? And Coach Hayward knows that, and they're running it. Coach Hayward's brought some wrinkles to it. But it is fun being around him, and everything he does offensively, he wants to challenge the defense. So especially when we got here and we're getting the offense together, and Coach Bray would be around me and Gundy all the time, and Gundy would be like, hey, is this hard on the defense? And he would explain no or yes, and it was really insightful to us. Like, God, I always thought that was hard. You're telling me it's easy for you guys? Shoot, I don't want to do that anymore. And he's come to my meetings. It's pretty cool. I've been around a lot of head coaches or quarterback guys. Coach Bray is really the first coach that's been in my meeting, and sat through the entire thing. So it was neat. But he has a vision of, look, we want to run the ball first. We want to spread the defense out. We want to spread it out. We want to go fast. We want to go fast. And we want to be able to line up and, what has been great here, under center and run the ball. And so we're going to do all of that. And I think being able to open up the game a little bit is going to be good for our guys. Damian Martinez doesn't have to make 3 guys miss every play to have success. We can spread people out and get them away from them. So, and then we can bring everything in tight. So, he had the vision of bringing in Gunderson in this system, and then he had a vision because he's seen me in different phases and different places in my life and knew I'd be able to adapt to it.
Do you have a vision of being a head coach someday?
I do. That's kind of been the goal, right? I've gotten into this thing, and I've had, this previous year at Charlotte, I've had a lot of responsibilities and things that of the head coach's job, and it's been fun. I do want to be in that position one day, but right now I'm focused on being the best soldier for Coach Bray and being the best O-line coach. But I enjoy when he comes and talks to me about scheduling and things, when I can turn my O-line brain off and think more philosophical and big picture. I enjoy that a lot.